Houston, Texas, a city of lights, music, and endless movement. But behind the skyscrapers and highways runs something darker, something ancient. The bayous, twisting waters that cut through the city like scars, carrying not just rain and runoff, but secrets. Secrets that the city never expected to confront. It began quietly, almost unnoticeable. A fisherman cast his line one humid morning into the slow-moving waters of Buffalo Bayou. When his hook snagged something heavy, he tugged. What surfaced wasn't driftwood or debris. It was a body, bloated, pale, unrecognizable. The man staggered back, shouting until police arrived. At first, authorities called it a tragic accident. People fall into rivers. People drown. That's life. But life in Houston was about to change forever. Just 2 days later, another body surfaced. Then another. Within 1 week, 6 bodies had been pulled from different bayous across the city. 6 people gone without explanation. Panic spread like fire. Were these coincidences, or the work of a serial killer stalking Houston's waters? Each victim had a story. A young man who left a downtown bar and never came home. A mother who vanished after her night shift. A teenager last seen riding his bike near Brays Bayou. Their lives were different, but their deaths all ended the same way, swallowed by the bayou. Families wept, demanding answers. Police shrugged. The public whispered. And soon, fear turned into obsession. Reporters stormed Houston. Headlines screamed across screens. City of fear, bodies in bayou, Houston serial killer. Unanswered deaths haunt Texas waters. Press conferences were filled with chaos. Journalists demanded the truth. Was there a murderer? Were people safe? The police chief gave vague reassurances. No evidence of foul play. Investigations ongoing, but no one believed him. Not really. On the internet, theories exploded. Reddit threads dissected every timeline. Amateur sleuths mapped each body's location, connecting red pins with string like a giant web of death. Some swore a serial killer had returned to the city. Others claimed the bayou itself was cursed, hungry, alive, taking souls in exchange for something none could name. Posts with titles like "The Bayou is Hunting" gained thousands of comments. For many, the mystery wasn't just terrifying, it was irresistible. And then came the 7th body. This time a teenager, 17 years old. The city broke. Candlelight vigils lined the water. Mothers begged their children not to walk alone. Fathers stood watch at bridges. Houston wasn't just scared, it was angry. They demanded justice. But justice wasn't coming. The deeper investigators dug, the stranger it got. Every victim had last been seen near the same bend of the bayou, a twisting stretch locals called the Drowning Curve. Stories about that place were old. Some said a woman had drowned her children there a century ago. Others whispered that enslaved people were thrown into the water during Houston's darkest past. Whatever the truth, the curve had always carried a reputation. Now with bodies piling up, the legend was reborn. Then came something shocking. A survivor. A man stumbled into a Houston ER one night, drenched and coughing up bayou water. He swore he had been pushed in. Not tripped. Not drunk, pushed. He described a figure on the bank, tall, still, watching. A shadow in the fog. By the time he pulled himself out, the figure had vanished. Police interviewed him, but without proof, his testimony faded into the noise. Yet for the people of Houston, his words echoed like thunder. Finally, the case reached its breaking point with the 8th victim. A child, 12 years old, pulled lifeless from Brays Bayou. That discovery shattered whatever hope the city had left. Parents marched on police headquarters demanding answers. Protesters filled the streets holding signs, "Stop the Bayou Killer and we deserve safety." The mayor promised action. But behind the speeches, detectives admitted the truth. They had nothing. Searches intensified. Divers scoured the bayous. Drones buzzed overhead. Dogs tracked the banks. But no killer was ever found, no weapon, no pattern they could prove. Some detectives closed the case files under accidental drownings. Others refused, leaving them marked unsolved. But the families never accepted coincidence. How could they? 8 bodies in a city where the water never sleeps. Years later, the Houston Bayou mystery lingers like a bad dream. Some still believe a human predator stalked the waters, smart enough to vanish without leaving evidence. Others are convinced of something darker, that the bayou itself is alive, cursed, choosing its victims. Even today, people report strange feelings when walking near the drowning curve, cold winds on hot nights, ripples in the water when the air is still. Some swear they've seen a hand, pale and reaching, rise just beneath the surface before disappearing. 8 victims. No arrests, no answers. Just silence, and the sound of slow water moving through a restless city. So if you ever find yourself near Houston's bayous, especially at night, remember, the city forgets, but the water remembers. The bayou is always watching, always waiting,